Hello and welcome to the fourth in our series of guides to how to use the My School Improvement Dashboard, the MySID software. In this video I'm going to look at how you set up your school development plan and how you populate it and the other features of this particular part of the system. So when you go to your SDP in the first instance, you'll notice that you've got a blank screen. So the first thing you'll need to do is create a new version of your school development plan. Click on the button, it'll give you a title, and I'm going to simply call this SDP 2014-15 for the current academic year, and then create new version. What you notice then is as soon as you've created this new version of your plan, at the top of the screen you'll have some information. Now, as you'll be aware, school development plans should be in three-year plans. So the first thing they will say is the overall three-year plan, which will be viewed on the first page, and then you've got your individual year plans then for 2014, 2015 and 2016, 2017. So if we go back to the original three-year plan, what we can now start to do is populate the plan with some of the priorities for each year. So if we start off by adding a new action, obviously you've done your self-evaluation review now, so we know now what actions that we need to take, how we're going to measure those through the success criteria, and then whether or not these are going to have a high priority or a low priority and what their existing status is. So if we start off with our first action, so for example, if the action was to improve boys' literacy, or should I say improve free school meal boys' literacy at end of key stage 2. Success criteria for that might be that I've looked at my data, and if I can have 80% of boys achieving level 4 in writing, okay, just as an example there, obviously it's a fictitious example. What you then have to do is you have to set a priority level and a status for each of your priorities. So this is going to be a high priority. It's going to be something I want to address fairly quickly, and its current status is red because it's something that we feel requires urgent action. Once you've completed your action and you then press the green done button at the top of the screen, you'll notice that the status is shown as red, the priority is high. Now it's quite important how you allocate your priority and your status, because if it's high priority, it will immediately transfer into your year 1 plan. So for 2014-15, it won't appear in your year 2 plan or your year 3 plan at this particular point, because it's something you're going to target in your first year. Now, just for the sake of argument, if I had decided that wasn't a high priority, it was in fact a medium priority, and perhaps the status at this particular point was amber, and I click on done here, what you'll notice is that it will feed into not into the 2014-15 plan, but the 2015-2016 plan. And likewise, if the priority is low, regardless of the status, it will move into the 2016-2017 plan. So that's how we differentiate between the 3 years. You'll also notice on the screen that there's a download school development plan guidance document. Again, if I click on the document, much as you've seen in the other sections of MySID, what will happen is it will take you directly to the Welsh Government School Development Plan advice document, where you can check your planning against the recommended examples that are given through this documentation. Okay, so you can have a look through that and cross-reference and compare. And once you've finished adding your series of priorities, you can then download your PDF report, again in the same way as we have in the other sections. When you download your PDF report, it will appear in exactly the same way as it has on the screen. So you're then able to have a paper copy again if you want to share this with other stakeholders or your governing body. It's very easy to download that and print it off. And as I said, you can add as many actions as you want. They will just simply add as you go down the screen. So if you add a second priority, it will appear underneath. You give it a priority level and a status, and depending on what priority level you give to that particular action, it will appear either in year one, the year one part of the plan, so in this example 2014-2015, year 2 or year 3. Much like the previous example, you can add comments or have a dialogue between yourself and the challenge advisor by simply clicking on the add comment button, and then as you're developing the plan, if you want to share that and exchange ideas, then that facility exists within the system. And if you actually have put something in an error and you want to actually delete that action, you simply click on the cross there and then say, yes, I'm sure I want to delete that action. Okay, so it's perfectly flexible in terms of its use. So hopefully that's given you a good understanding of how that part of the system works.